Hi, my name's Dan. I work for the Community Access Support Service. I am a networker in South Bristol.
Hi everyone, I am David. I work for the Community Access Support Service and I'm a networker in North Bristol. So thanks for listening to us. So we're here today to discuss mental health in general. Stress, anxiety and depression are the three areas that we're exploring. And today's topic of conversation is depression. Um, Really important topic and something that in the midst of a global pandemic, people's mental health has often been suffering. And I think we're all in that category to some degree, to some extent. So today we're going to explore a bit about depression. Obviously, we've got links to our written booklet on our webcast website. But this is kind of a conversational piece just to give you another way of thinking about it. So, I guess the best place to start is what is depression? What is the experience of depression? And do you want to just give a little insight into that?
Yeah, I think depression's described as generally described as a low mood that lasts for a long time. So obviously we all experience kind of fluctuations in our moods and all experience low moods and high moods often in the same hour, in the same minute. But depression is when you have a really kind of depressed mood that lasts for a long time. So it can cause us to feel sad, hopeless, lose interest in things that we usually enjoy. Um, People often feel tearful, um, and yeah, it can have kind of physical manifestations as well, feeling more tired, sleeping badly, losing your appetite, um, and those sort of things, spill over into, one feeling like they've got no motivation, um, maybe making less effort to kind of speak to their support around them, their family or their friends. Um, so yeah, I think it can be a very serious condition, um, and yeah, I think there's obviously things you can do to um, I guess to help you feel better. Um, what kind of things would you say, David, that are good to think about when trying to, I guess, look after yourself and try and you know get your mind into a better place?
Yeah, and I think it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because often with people that are depressed, as I say, for an extended period of time, it takes a big toll on people. So I think one of the key messages is to do one thing at a time, do one thing for your mental health, which is one of the sort of slogans for the World Mental Health Day this year. And I think doing one thing at a time that you enjoy, or even doing one thing that's productive, and then marking that down as done, and you're happy with that. Often, sometimes we put, huge emphasis on doing lots of things and you've got to recover this and do this, and actually sometimes picking just one thing at a time, being really purposeful with what you're doing, can be really supportive of at least helping to manage depressive symptoms. um, you know Sometimes when we're depressed, we don't want to be outside because we're tired, we want to withdraw, but actually being outside is one of the best things for depressive symptoms. Nature helps to lift and elevate our mood, so I think that's really important too. And I guess the other really important thing to think about is some things to stay away from, because when we're depressed, taking illegal drugs, excessive alcohol can often exacerbate depressive symptoms for certain individuals. So I think it's really important then to go into a bit of a care package for yourself about what you're ingesting or taking in. And even things like watching the news and watching things that might trigger you or tip you over the edge. It's really good to get away from those things and be around things that you enjoy and do things that you love. And even though you may have lost interest in some of those things, it's good
Mm.
to just remind yourself of what you love and what you enjoy. So I think that's a really important thing to do. Um, and I guess know, there comes a point in time where you're not managing to deal with this yourself. Those around you are not able to support. And I think at that point, it's really important to take further steps around your mental health. Um, what would be the next port of call after you've tried to look after yourself really well, do you think, Dan?
Mm. Yeah, I think all those things you mentioned really, yeah, really, really useful. Um, I think it's also, yeah, I think it's also worth saying it's useful to try and recognize your feelings and trying to accept accept the feelings you have, even if they're very negative, because often, you know, feelings can become a lot worse when you sort of hold them in and bottle them up.
Absolutely.
Sort of deny yourself that you're feeling them, you know, can often lead to guilt, and you know, make those feelings worse. So, you know, talking to people, really important, whether it's a friend,
Yeah.
whether it's your boss at work, whether it's, you know, a member of your family, and you can also talk to your GP as well. GP is a great port of call, should you be really suffering and sort of find yourself in a hole that you can't get out of. GPs have access to lots of services and can refer people on, and yeah, they're very good to talk to for thinking about, you know, ways of tackling depression. So definitely recommend that as a good first port of call. There's also lots of support services in Bristol, as well as national kind of support lines, helplines. We're going to have lots of links at the end of this video to where you can find lists of resources, and also lists of services out there. So yeah, I guess it's just good for people to know that there is lots of support out there, and lots of information should people want to read more. Yeah, don't suffer in silence.
You're not alone with these feelings. Absolutely.
Yeah, you're not alone, and you know, it's good just to get things off your chest sometimes and talk to somebody. You know, never suffer alone, and yeah, you know, especially important to look after ourselves at the moment, isn't it? So yeah, look after yourselves, look after each other, and yeah, take care. Thanks for listening to us.